Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi,
Welcome to
buddy.
this amazing live stream. We're here with Jax, my co-host, and Kristi and James. They're gonna James is gonna share his life and death stories and the story when he died and struggles as well after. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. What's up, Misty? Um, hey, Second Star, what's going on? So how's everybody doing today in chat? What's up, Hawk? What's going on, dude?
Hug my brother.
So okay, so we'll just start off just talk for a little bit till more people come, and then um, we'll let you tell your story. Is that okay,
Okay,
James?
sounds good.
Okay. So how's your day going, James?
Well, it's going. I
What's
Yeah,
up,
it's going.
Christina?
It's a lazy Saturday. All
Yeah,
right,
I feel
so
ya. What's up, Laura? How's it going? Thanks for
it's
coming. Clint, dude, it's been a long time. What's up? Thanks for swinging by.
My chat's going real slow.
It's 7 right now, people. We'll go ahead and start. Did you want to start where you how you begin getting sick and everything, and we'll go from there. What's up, Mark?
Okay.
Jax, we're going to meet the thing so we can just hear him,
Got
and
it.
then
Okay. Well, it was back in 2016. I got a abdominal hernia, and I let it go, put it off. Didn't have it checked. Typical man stuff or whatever. And it had developed where I had perforated a valve. And when I called 911 to come pick me up, um, my blood pressure was extremely low. And as I arrived at the hospital, my kidneys were shutting down. I was already blue, and I don't remember anything at the hospital. Um, I don't remember that part. Uh, Kristi was one. Kristi has the all the accounts with the of speaking to the doctor because I do not remember it, and she does. But it was they went in to see what was going on, so they cut me open, discovered that I had 3 liters of, of pus in my abdominal cavity. So they left me filleted open there on the table. They pumped out all 3 liters of stuff, and the surgeon took out my innards and washed them all up with saline solution, washed out my cavity and stuff. Yeah, I said, yeah, left me open 3 days, yeah, and pulled out my innards and washed them all up and stuffed them back in me. And then sometime during that process, um, I coded, and I was gone for two and a half, 2 minutes 45 seconds, something like that, just under 3 minutes. And he brought me back. I don't remember any of that. And then they put me on a vent, and I was on the vent for 24 days. Um, that's pretty much the that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Um, okay.
what's up, Julie?
That's pretty much the sum of it right there, man.
Okay, I know that you had some experiences when you passed away. Did you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Um, I had when I was in a coma. When I passed away, I'm not for sure if anything happened or seen anything, but it was during the time when I was in a coma, and when I came out of a coma, I was having these really crazy dreams about um, being a chopper pilot in Vietnam, and I had all. I mean, I had just they're micro bursts of dreams, but there's so much information in a little split second of a dream. It's just insane. And when I did come out of a coma, one of the first things I asked the nurse was I going to and the dreams are vivid, but the first thing I asked when I came out of a coma was I ever going to be able to fly again? And well, they said, well, you don't know how to fly, this, that, and the other thing. Then I remember when I was out of a coma, dreaming in the hospital. The dreams seemed to be longer and even more graphic. I could hear the 50 caliber shell rounds bouncing back into the chopper, just ding, 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 ding. And I smell this heavy smell of gunpowder in my dreams, and I have knowledge of mission names, gunners names, gunners I've lost. The screaming and the smell of blood after bringing back a load of injured back to base, and these, I could literally smell blood. I don't even know if blood really smells, but I swear I could smell blood, the sweat, the fumes from the chopper, all mixed together, the gunpowder, the screaming and the shells, the shells being inside the chopper. And they were so vivid, and I'd had dreams of missions, of going into flying a group in to new territory where to lighten it up, to get our troops on the ground, and the dreams brought a lot of dread, remorse, depression to me. And I'm not old enough to be in Vietnam. I was born in 1970. Okay, so during this process, they sent down a shrink because, I know I'm a helicopter pilot, and they saying I'm not, and so they send down a shrink because they think I'm going to kill myself over this, that, and the other thing. And after I got out of the hospital, I continued to have the dreams here and there, and when I was checking out this picture Kristi took of a unidentified object in the cemetery, I accidentally got a spirit on photograph, and right after I got that, the dream ceased, and every time I go out and speak with the spirits, it keeps the dreams from coming back. It keeps them at bay. But if I go too long, the dreams come back, and I get filled with depression, dread, hopelessness, and it's hard to wrap it. It was hard at that time, back in 2016, 2017, 2019, 3/4 of the year 2019. None of this made sense to me. None of it. And my aunt on my mom's side is a big believer in reincarnation. Well, when my feet, I developed drop foot while I was in a coma. Well, once my feet got better and stuff, whatnot, we went up to Kansas City, and I actually got in a Huey chopper started it, lifted it off the ground, and flew it. And I never had I never took a flying lesson in my life. A helicopter would be my last choice of transportation if I had to choose anything. And that happened, and it kind of, well, I'm a devoted 51 years of believing atheist, and right after that, in the picture of the ghost, my whole belief system, everything I learned was just ripped apart and destroyed because I don't know what to believe anymore. I never would I believe in a reincarnation or a second life, and I would never. That's not me. I mean, 90% of atheists think scientifically and mathematically, and that's how I think. Not anymore. It had opened my eyes to all kinds of things. And as messed up as this sounds, I think I'm a better person knowing what I know now, and because I'm slowly discovering that these spirits they some of them want to cause you problems and whatnot. A lot of them want help. A lot of them need to get something off their chest so they can move on. And at first, I looked at this as a curse. That, okay, if there is a God, He is cursing me for being an atheist. And that's how I felt at first. And then I kind of turned it around. Well, wait a minute. What if He chose me? What if He gave me this gift to go out and help families or help people move on? How do I approach this? And looking at it that way as a gift, it makes it a lot easier. It's easier for me to understand because I mean put this on me and to be able to speak to spirits now and see them and speak to them and talk to them. That's a real crappy thing to do as punishment. Trust me. So I said, this has got to be a gift. And we got one person to pass over, and that's when I knew it was a gift. The first person we help pass over and move on, and I knew that it was a gift. Why it was given to me? I'm very irresponsible at age 51. I don't know why it was given to me, but I'm doing my best with it, and I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing with it.
Now going I know that I know you told me you developed brain fog because of being on a ventilator for so long um, to keep your lungs going and stuff like that. And what do you what do you think about how you feel and everything else? Has it gotten better?
Um, I'm not as smart as I used to be. There's some things. For instance, I have a lot of what I'm doing now in my speech. I have this shit because I'm searching for the next word or something, and I never had that problem before.
Mm.
And my organizational skills to do a project, a simple project like mow the yard, very simple, gas and mower, push, not too hard. Well, it turns into 14 other projects that started. The lawn doesn't get mowed. I cannot be organized enough to complete a simple task. Um, that's gotten better, thank goodness. But math was always second nature to me. I could do calculus in my head and stuff, and I can't do that anymore. I actually have to do algebra on paper now. I didn't have to. My math skills has dropped. and sometimes I'll be doing something and forget what I'm doing. I'll be looking for something and forget what I'm looking for, or something like that. I mean, complete, total brain dead, brain fart.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I go, Kristi, what was I doing? You're looking for blah blah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's got to be one of the worst things. It happens a lot, and I don't think it's from old age. It's just that I forget what I'm doing, and I don't sleep I don't sleep as heavily as I used to. I sleep very lightly. If a strange car I haven't heard before comes through our neighborhood, it'll wake me up. I'm a light sleeper than I used to be. I used to be like dead. I was like dead when I went to sleep. You know, I was gone. And and there's a lot of restless. If I get really tired, I develop restless leg syndrome, really, really bad, and I never had that problem before either.
Wow.
And then after it's all said and done, I walk on the right. I walk pigeon toe on the right now, so it kind of throws off my spine and my neck. So you know, I deal with neck pain and stuff all the time. And
Are you still going through physical therapy at all?
no, my insurance at the time, I had 5 appointments. That was all they were giving me.
Mm.
I used 2 of them for no reason. It took 6 months for me to wiggle my little toe on my right foot. I got to just barely move. And I used my last 3 appointments at rehab. Okay, guys, show me everything I need to do to walk again without a walker or without a cane, whatever. So my last 3 visits, an hour. That's it, just 3 hours. They showed me every exercise I needed to do, and I did them 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day. I mean, because this is gonna sound funny, but one of my biggest, I was definitely in deep depression at this point. I didn't think I was ever gonna walk again. And what was killing me the most is I wasn't able to drive again. I love to drive. You know, I just love, and you know, and I just could not imagine never being able to drive a car, driving down to get a soda at the store, or going to pick up a pizza or whatever. I couldn't imagine doing that, not being able to do that, and I was depressed. And I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and it took 2.5 years. And now after 2.5 years, I was able to walk without a cane or a walker. I walk pigeon toed. I have to wear expensive steel toed sneakers. I can't wear work boots anymore because one of my foot dropped. The toes dropped just too much, and they're just uncomfortable. So because I wear normal sneakers, because I walk pigeon toe, I'll wear out that one side, the right side. I'll wear that shoe out in like less than a month. My foot will be coming through it. So with the composite stuff, whatever keeps the shoe, it's a better built shoe and keeps my foot in line.
Yeah. Wow. Now going back to when you were in the ventilator,
Yeah.
did you smell like the blood? Did you smell like the ammunition? Like, did you feel like the guns going past you and like the bullets and everything? Did you feel that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could hear bullets flying into the front and into the windshield, and I lost 2 co-pilots so far in my dreams. They happened to, they went diagonal one way and across and got him. I mean, they just missed me by micrometers. I just barely missed me, and then the bullet right into his chest. His chest literally explodes in front of the cop. You can't see out of the cockpit now. You cannot see, and it was instant. It was instant death. He died. It was instant. He couldn't have felt any pain. It was so instant.
Wow.
And his name was Jacob.
Wow.
And that's what makes the dreams fucked up, is I know their names. But every time in the dreams, every time they go to say my name, my hearing is muffled and I can't hear what they're saying.
Wow.
I can't hear my name. I don't know what my name is.
But you can see their faces, right?
Yeah, I can see their faces. If these sketch artists, I could take chins and eyeballs and stuff, and I could build their face of the person in my dream. I have no doubt, no problem, no doubt I can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt. I mean, yeah, I remember the faces. I mean, and in the dreams too, there's a little bit of like ribbon to like the gunner in the chopper right before we take off to go in and pick up and whatnot. And I do remember little bits of humor and stuff in there, but very little. But there is a little bit of that too. It was like it wasn't. There was a dream of us eating, getting ready to go out on a mission in the mess hall, mess tent.
Wow.
I mean, but those dreams I don't remember as much as I do the more graphic. And like when I hear a medevac chopper or a helicopter fly over our house, I can smell gunpowder and I can hear the shells banging on the inside of that chopper.
Wow.
When we drive by, if we're at there's a lift pad in the town we live in. We have to be driving there or near the Walmart where the lift pad is, and I hear it taking off. If I flashbacks to the gunpowder, the shells, the smell of the chopper, the Yui chopper is way the propeller is way louder than medevac. It's like I don't know. It's like kind of like a constant thumping bass pounding my head down when I hear them getting ready to lift off. And it's happened a couple times when they were actually lifting off and we were driving and I spaced off. And if Kristi wouldn't have been there, there could have been a serious accident because I had totally just off in the left field. Flashing back with the and
Justine wants to know if you can.
Thank goodness she can scream. She can yell.
All right. Justine wants to know if you can try sometimes maybe sketch one of the people in your dreams. Get a sketchbook.
I cannot draw. I cannot sketch. I cannot.
I can draw stick man. That's about it.
No, right.
I mean, I have no artist ability at all. That's what my art teacher said in high school. Get out. You don't have any artist ability. I mean,
wow.
There's no way. But I know if I could talk to a composite artist, which maybe I'll meet one in the near future.
Yeah.
Weird things happen to me. Good things and bad things since this. And
yeah.
And I might meet one and we'll be able to do it. I mean, my aunt happened to find a guy who knew a guy who let me take his helicopter up, and people don't normally do that. that guy was kind of interested in what was going on too.
Yeah.
You know, so
Um,
I don't know if there's any proof of anything. I don't know. I just know I've never taken a flying lesson in my life. That's what I do know.
Justy asked, have you confronted them in a dream, like when you're passed away?
No, it's more.
Um,
No. Just just doing. Yeah, I mean, it got these dreams got so bad, and I got so filled with dread and stuff that
flashbacks, flashes.
I was like, I wouldn't have. The person I am, born in 1970, me, would not have done that stuff. I would not have
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. But a friend of mine says, yes, you would have. That was your job. And I still have a hard time swallowing that.
Mm.
But you know, yeah, yeah. I guess it was my job. I'm going to do what I think's right for America. I guess it's
Yeah. Now,
and I
do
started looking
you?
at it that way, and the dread and the hopelessness and stuff
Yeah.
went away. You know,
Oh yeah.
because if I did experience a past life, that's not me now. I'm a different person now,
Oh
and
yeah.
someone had to bring that to my
Hey
attention
Tony.
for me to understand. You know,
Yeah.
if that was a true past life, which I'm pretty sure what is. Um,
Do you think you suffer through? Have you ever? Do you think you have PTSD from it sometimes, or do you
yeah,
think you have it?
I know I have it. Stress. Um, I get easily agitated. Um, my anxiety level is worse than it was before. Um, uh, and I mean, I remember waking up in a hospital, having a dream, and it was so stressful that the bed was literally soaked. Like someone that came in just poured a cup of water into the bed. It was just saturated with sweat from the dream. Um, I don't talk in my sleep anymore, do I? I was talking in my sleep about stuff and using military language like Alpha Bravo Charlie. I'd be saying that shit in my sleep. Kristi would have to wake me up. She give me an elbow in the ribs. What she does. All right, let's be honest. Be like, ow, yeah, what, the house on fire? What? Okay.
Wow.
Of course, I've always been I talk in my sleep. Before this, when we first met, I worked at Taco Bell, and she'd say something about Taco Bell menu. I would say, I said two beano again.
Oh wow.
And I've always done. She could get me talking in my sleep by saying something about Taco Bell or something. She's mean. She mind blanks me. You know what I mean? She messes with my squash.
Exactly.
You know, well, the the second day I was up, I remember it being. I was in the hospital. It was evening, and I just wanted to stand up. Just wanted to stand, and
Wow.
I couldn't move. I couldn't move my legs, and I I tried and tried and tried, and I would stare at him. I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my legs? I really didn't come. My brain didn't really start working quite right till I don't know. It was a good, I'd say, good close to 5 days. I was in I want to call it anesthesia fog. I mean, it'd be like a fog. I couldn't process nothing. I couldn't
Yeah.
process any information.
Or it's like it's called delirium, right? Sort of
I
like.
get maybe I couldn't concept the fact that my muscles had deteriorated so much I couldn't just simply walk again. I couldn't process that for the first few days. Does that make sense to you? I
Yeah.
couldn't process that.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't process why I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't process why I couldn't hold a phone. I mean, I couldn't believe my muscle and motor skills and all that stuff just deteriorated in 24 days. I mean, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it, dude. I just could not. And, a little bit of depression and hopelessness set in. I mean, shit, what was I? I was 46 then? Yeah, I was 46. 46 and I gotta learn how to walk again? Fuck. Shit. I mean, that's just more than a person wants on their plate at any one time. Think they gotta learn how to walk again.
That was difficult. Did you ever use like a walker or something like that, or to help you out? Because
Yeah.
I know it must be pretty sore your muscles after being in bed for so long as well.
See, also I had developed a bed sore in between the crack of my buttocks, about the size of a roll of nickels.
Mm-hmm.
Because being on vent, they can't flip you and turn you and all kinds of stuff. You got to stay in that position. And man, I remember that hurt because I didn't have much of a butt to begin with, and then I lost 68 pounds, and I had nothing. It was just bone. I mean, that was some of the most pain I went through. Was I was literally sitting on my tailbone, and I mean, I just sitting in a chair was just painful. And touching that bed sore, oh my God, I can't imagine anything being so painful. And I have a high threshold of pain. I mean, I was in a lot. I mean, that was pain.
I bet, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was so weird. I just could not. When I woke up, my parents were there, and that really scrambled my squash because they live in Florida. And I wake up, my mom's saying, "Man," because I have no recollection of arriving at the emergency room, speaking to the doctor. I don't remember none of that. I wake up in the ICU with my mom feeding me ice chips. I'm like, what the F is going on? What happened? I was
Wow.
clueless. But I know the first thing I wanted to do, even though I couldn't even hold a simple flip phone, I wanted to call Kristi. That's the first thing I wanted to do was call her.
Yeah.
During the process of them introvate, I can't say intro.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where they stick the hose down your neck.
Yeah.
Introvate.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a bait. Intubating.
Yeah, they would do that, and during that process, they tried several times in the 24 days, and they had broken or damaged like 7 of my teeth. And I didn't have good teeth because I have soreness in them, so they weren't good to begin with. And and that's another thing is I don't have the smile I used to. All my teeth are all busted up front and stuff. But someone said, "Hey, you need to assume. Are you kidding me? They saved my life. I wouldn't dream of suing them. I don't care if they broke every tooth in my mouth. I would never sue them. You know, they gave me a second chance because I was, from what the doctor told Kristi, what did he say? What the doctor? He jumped in the fire. I'm gonna try to pull him out. And the doctor called Kristi every day and updated her. And I never heard of a doctor doing anything like that. Every single day called her and told her what was going on. We'll try again. And then the last day he says, "He'll come off tomorrow. I know he will." And I did. I came off the next day. And he was an amazing doctor. My first day waking up, he's standing there, and he's a young guy, younger than me.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You don't remember me, do you?" I go, "I'm sorry, I don't, sir." And he goes, "Well, when you came in the emergency room, your kidneys were failing, this, that, and I put my hand on your stomach and I said, 'Do you want me to try to save your life?' And you said yes." I said, "Well, thank you." I mean, I do appreciate it. And his bedside manner was just, I mean, if you didn't understand anything, he sat there and explained it. Find smaller words or whatever so you understood. He did it with Kristi too, whatever. He made sure he understanding what was going through. And I did the rehab myself at home because my parents had been there 3 weeks, Well, they know. I mean, I was in the hospital 68 days total, okay? So they wanted to send me up to a bigger city for rehab for 2 more weeks, and I didn't want my parents to be away from home any longer. So I said, me and Kristi will figure it out. We'll figure it out. One way or another, we'll figure it out. And because I was walking around the hospital with a walker and whatnot, so and we figured it out. I mean, it was a lot of strain on Kristi when I first came home. I literally couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing. I mean, I had to put I had a urinal, and I dumped it in a giant gallon pickle jar. She'd have to dump my pickle jar, and I mean, I couldn't do nothing. I mean, to get up to go to the bathroom, even with the walker, was a chore. Because if I didn't plan it and start in advance, I done pissed the floor before I got there. Guarantee you. And shopping was. Yeah, I mean, Kristi, I'm the cook. I'm the one that does the shopping. Now, she has to go do the shopping, and she can't cook. So what a pickle that is. So, and that was for the first, like, what, month and a half, 2 months. And then I would get at least ride to town with her. And we get out, and I'm getting around pretty good now. We'd be tying down, stacking all the stuff on my walker with wheels, tying all these bags, trying to make only one trip of the walker and stuff. We got pretty intubated at times to get the groceries up the steps and in the house. That's what was miserable is we have a house with steps. That was miserable trying to.
Wow. And it makes you like I know what you mean when you're going to the store and everything. Like it feels like it takes you forever just to try to get one aisle to another. Like,
Yeah.
and you're just pushing the cart around. And you're like, you know what I mean? Like it's really tiring.
Yeah, and no matter, and I could have easily got on one of those Walmart buggies, cart thing,
Yeah.
but I didn't because number one, I needed to use the walker to get the exercise to build the muscles back up. Number one, and number two, this is installed in from my parents. Is someone probably needs it worse than you,
Yeah.
so you leave it for them, So definitely, I've always thought that way because I could have got a wheelchair or whatnot, but no, I stuck with the walker and just stuck with it.
Same on that.
Close. I mean, just we just in front of Walmart and this guy, and I can actually stand there and move around a little bit, or a good little bit without my walker. I went in to grab a bag of cat food, and I kept pushing out, and Kristi had parked right there in the emergency zone. But the cat food in our Walmart, it was very close to the front door. Wham, bam, out. I was in and out early in the morning. It was like around 8 o'clock. I was out within probably 3-4 minutes. It's just some old hokey pokey dude just comes up and starts yelling and screaming at her for parking in the emergency zone. As I come walking out with cat food on my walker, and she goes, "I'm picking him up," and I come walking out the door, made me feel like a total dick, and and I was thinking to myself, man, my woman, I'm gonna take this walker and beat you with it, because I tell you what,
Right.
man, I will beat you to death with this walker. You don't yell at her. I'm the only one that yelled at her.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but
I was like that, dude. I mean, like, I was like that with pushing the cart, and my fiance goes, "Hey, do you want to get one of those little where you're riding the scooters?" I was like, "No, another person might need that more than me." I was like, yeah, because first
No,
it's
you
just
just too embarrassed. And you like my mama, she wouldn't ride one either. She goes, I don't want people thinking I can't walk.
No, but now I'm going to it faster. I remember I used to just sweat right here because I was holding on to the cart so much, so I thought my legs were going to give out. But now I'm just like like a little bit more, you know what I mean? Because
I have to hold the cart when I walk. I mean, with my back,
but with me,
still
oh
have
my
to.
God.
I have to lean on something. I just
it's
can't.
Hard.
Like, I have like that ghost leg thing. I never know if my leg's going to give out. It doesn't give me warning. It doesn't say, okay, it's starting to hurt, I should stop. No, I can start walking, literally my leg gives out. I mean, always hold the cart, because not like that cart's going to hold my butt up, but give me a little brace to the fall. Just a little bit.
Slow the fall.
It'll slow me down a little bit. I won't hit the ground as hard.
Yeah.
I agree. Sorry, James. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. See? Told you. It doesn't take much.
You're talking about using your cane to hit somebody.
I'm going to beat that.
Beating somebody with your walker.
Yeah, I'm going to beat with my walker. Then I went to a cane, and when I finally realized I didn't need a cane anymore, I found that cane at Walmart. I left it in the shopping cart at Walmart because I didn't need it anymore. Isn't that some whacked out stuff?
Yeah.
I found it in the shopping cart at Walmart. When I didn't need it to walk anymore, I left it there.
Wow.
And I fell twice, during at home. Neighbors had to come help me up, and then we had first responders had to come get me up off the floor. But still to this day, like getting on the ground and working on a car, and because my toes don't work right, I can't get off. It's a struggle to get up off the ground. It is a job to this day still to get up off the ground. That is.
I think you know, James, any disability, like if I fall, you know, it's like you need a moment to like realize, okay, I'm on the ground and it's a bitch to get back up. And you need to find out what you can grab to actually hold you to get you back up.
Yep.
Like my mom has 2 artificial knees and she can't kneel on either one of them. So trying to get, when she falls, trying to get her back up is like, okay, well, we got to alley-oop this thing.
Yeah.
Also, we got one on each arm and pray to God that we're going to just do this right. We're going to just not fall, also fall back down. We alley-oop, get her up. Sometime, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, I was doing something in the living room and my leg went out and I fell. And Jason's like, "You all right?" And he goes, "You know, he picked me up, but I needed a moment to sit there and say," it's kind of like, how the hell did I fall? You know, you have that in your head. How did I just fall?
Yep.
And you know, you were just standing perfectly, you know, like when you say working on your car, I could be like dusting the house. You sit there for a minute, process. Well, I was just standing there. How the hell did I just fall on the ground?
Yep. Laura Leah said, "Oh, go ahead."
If you're out in a public place, and like Eli, when you fell,
Yep.
I think I fell in public too. I think we all have, but it's kind of like, who's looking at me? Who's watching? You don't think the people around you is going to be like, "Oh, let me help you." You think the people are like watching you on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people will come up to you and say, "Are you okay?" And there's some dickheads that just walk right past you while you're sitting there bleeding out your head. You're like, "I got it. I'm good. I got
it." I know.
Yeah, right. Your wallet falls out. They're like, "I'm gonna help you up, but I'm gonna take money at the same time."
I know mouth to mouth, but I don't know if you got enough cash in your wallet, buddy.
Right.
You know, Eli, when I was in the hospital,
yeah,
one of the most undignifying situations was when the nurses had to wipe my butt and I had to use a bedpan. That was so demeanor. I felt sorry for the nurses that had to do that. I mean, I don't know how you felt about it, but I felt lower than low.
I did. Like, I remember, I mean, not about my story, but I remember them doing that, and I'm just like, and then when my fiance came over, and I couldn't get up at the time, and they're like, "No, you can't get up," you know, and there were, you know, I had to use the bathroom. My fiance left the door, and I was just like, I felt like shit, because I'm just like, oh my God, I could do this by myself, but they didn't want me falling, like I said, and it was so lower than dirt. I was just like, and then they're like, "Oh, shower time." I was like, "Can you wait for my girl to leave?" You know, like, it's kind of embarrassing, you know? And, yeah, man, I know how it feels.
They dropped my mom in the hospital. They got her out of bed to use the bathroom. They dropped her on the ground. And I walked in there. I'm like, "Why is my mom on the ground?" They're like, "Oh, it was an accident." I'm like, "There's 2 of you people right next to her. You dropped her." She just had surgery. Just had surgery.
We accidentally kicked her too.
Yep. I don't doubt that.
They do that.
I went in and used that stand-up porta potty thing, you know.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
And I fell.
She just had her knee surgery. No, James, my mom had her Achilles heel surgery, and when they dropped her, it ripped back open.
Oh my! Oh,
they don't care.
She was pissed.
I bet.
But yeah, that's but hospital. You know, they don't always have the best people working for them. You know, I mean, some people it's a job, and some people go for a paycheck, and some people actually are there to help people. They love what they do.
Yeah, luckily everyone that had contact with me, they love what they did. I mean, they treated me so well. I mean, but the bathroom incident when I was using that porta potty thing, I fell with that thing. It because I lost all the weight in my butt region and everything. And I had suction cup to the thing, and it wouldn't come off my butt when I stood up. So I stood up in the chair, and the porta potty was stuck to me. And then I went down. And then I went down because I'm on balance because I got a toilet stuck in my butt.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that must be horrible.
Code something. Code yellow. Code whatever.
Right.
I mean,
Code something.
And I was like reaching to grab the emergency cord. Well, why didn't you call sooner? I didn't know. Well, at that point, I was still weak. At that point, whatever decision I made, I was in for it. If I made the decision to stand up, there's no turning back.
Now, James, was it like you know how you got up, like where your butt, like the part of your butt? It was hard for you to get up, right?
Oh yeah.
Mine too. Every time I tried to get up, I remember I couldn't use my right leg at all, and I remember like just getting up and I couldn't, man. I was just like, I thought I could do this. Like, oh, I fell back in my wheelchair. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, man, it was horrible.
My drop.
No, they had to lead Eli around like the horse with the carrot thing.
Yeah,
they had to put the pizza on the stick, going, "Come on, Eli, you can do this. You get to be the pizza."
Jax, no. I remember when they transferred me to bed, or they wanted to clean my bed, they would have this harness where they put you on it.
Yes,
hopefully there's a pizza there, but yeah, you hang in the air.
Oh, man, hell no. They ain't put me in one of them things.
No, my fat ass be snapping the damn thing.
No, it'll hold you. It's just, okay, Mom, they brought that in from my mama one time. That's when she had her knee surgery. She goes, if you think you were putting me in that thing, because we worked in the health field. My mom's worked in the health her entire life. We also worked in care home. She goes, I know what that is. She goes, you can slide my ass over to a wheelchair and then slide me back. You're not putting my butt up in the air, so I'm swinging in Dixieland while you change the sheets. No.
Hell no.
It reminded me of a cherry picker that you use on.
Yes, that's what it is. Like it's a hoy lift is what it's called. The hoy lift.
Hoy lift. Well, no, this was in the ceiling, but the one indoor physical therapy where I went to stay after like 15, 16 days. They had me lifting. They had it lifted. Well, they have that lift thing, but it was not stuck in the ceiling. You know what I mean?
They have the ones in the ceiling, and then they have the ones they slide under your bed.
But hold
on.
James. Yeah. When they first have you start walking, did they have that machine where you grabbed on to those little thingies like that, and it lifted you, the machine, when you first start walking?
No,
I hated that one. I'll hurt my knee.
No, they didn't use any machines. The only thing I used was just a walker, and the physical therapy in the hospital was nearly nil. All right.
Yeah.
They come by, and I'd use a little bit of my leg muscle, and they'd pull me up. I walk around a little bit of the hospital, and that was it. They're jam packed with people. So every time my parents were there, I used that time to walk around as much as I could.
Yeah.
But
it depends on how long ago you like now they have much better equipment for physical therapy. Like when my mom had her knee surgery done, basically they cut her knee in half and she had to learn how to walk on it again. So she only had a walker. Then they did a walker for a little while. And I don't know, James, if they had the stairs for you. She had to walk up a certain amount of stairs just to get out of physical therapy. So it's like a ramp and then these stairs.
That's what I had.
She couldn't get you have to literally, she said, if they said having knee surgery is basically, they're taking out your knee and they're putting something, mechanical in. So she literally had to learn to walk again on it twice.
Wow.
So where she was a wonderful physical therapy place. Wonderful. I mean, they put us in the McDonald's house for free. Beautiful place on Flagstaff. But she had to walk up like 4 stairs up to the top. And but they had bars along the hallway in the physical therapy place where you could hold on and walk. So you had to do a certain amount of things to then let you go home so they know you were safe at home so you didn't fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, James.
Because I didn't go to physical therapy, just a little bit in the hospital because I turned it down because my mom had been away from home for, at this point, 65 days or so, and and I could tell she wasn't well. She wasn't well at all. And she went home and had some blood work done. I can't remember, but there was something was screwed up with her.
I forgot to ask you, how old were you? How old were you when all this happened?
Let's see, 46.
Oh, wow.
So you were 46 when you had the problem with your it was what was it? What'd you say was your
I started out with a hernia that turned
hernia. Yeah, okay.
Perforated valve.
Okay. Yeah, my dad had the same thing. He had the same thing, but thank God they caught his in time.
Wow.
He had his he was 70, I think. 70.
Yes, a neighbor friend of mine had 3 of the abdominal hernia surgeries. He got some messed up. He had told me all these horror stories about the mesh failing, this, that, and I didn't want to go to the doctor, and I didn't.
Damn.
Until I was nearly dead because my neighbor literally scared the life out of me. About him talking about he had to stuff his hole full of gauze and stuff and change it, and I was about everything. He telling me that about barf.
Wow. James, what affected you the most, like the weakness in your body?
What? I'm sorry.
What weakness affected you the most? Your legs, your arms, everything?
My feet.
Or your feet to stand? Oh.
Yeah. Because I was because of the vent. The vent had caused me to get I had drop foot. My drop foot was so bad when I was walking. My right foot was slapped in the ground like a piece of lunch meat. Slap. And I developed really bad neuropathy, and I still have the neuropathy from being on the vent. I just like it's just like people who have diabetes have that foot pain. It's like that. I mean, it's painful. They had me on some painkillers for the first year, and then they were gonna up me to a higher opiate, and I told them, nah, dude, don't worry about it. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, because you don't want to get on that heavy medication like Tylenol 3 and all those codeine.
Opiates nearly. I mean, I've seen
I'm on them.
Destroy families and stuff.
They do.
I had back surgery. I've been on painkillers for about. When did I have back surgery? I was 30. I'm 49 now. I was 30. I was on it for 15 years. They weren't about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I decided that I needed a break. So my doctor didn't take me off them. I took myself off them, which was not really recommended because, you go through DTs, you go through everything. I went through the whole spiel. But a year later, I said, you know what? I couldn't get out of the bed. Basically, if I don't have my, like my muscle relaxers or my gabapentin or my thing, I can't walk. And they give me a quality of life that I wouldn't have otherwise. I have grandkids. They're always here. I can't afford to be in the bed, 39 Hawk. Damn, I wish. Give me 10 years, bro, backwards. Come on now, don't play. I'm going to be 50 in February. So, I mean,
shit.
I am more careful now with them than I was before because, when you start taking them and you start becoming acclimated to them, you take more because you're in pain. So you think, if I take one more, it'll ease it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm on a pain management contract. I see a doctor every month. I'm on Percocets, which they have worked. Okay, so by far, these have been the best ones. I don't have to take. I take maybe 4 a day, 5 at the most. Which with the hydrocodone, I was taking 8 to 10 a day because my body was so acclimated to them, you know. But
Yeah.
Eli has seen me when I don't have my meds. He's heard me on the phone. I sound like I'm dying. I just my body won't move. It's like you know when all your muscles seize up in your body and you just can't move.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I lay in bed like I feel so bad, and you know, and then when you get up, it's like you're walking in slow motion. When you hurt that bad, it's like everything you do is like a snail's pace. It's like, you know, the bathroom's 3 seconds away from you, but it takes you 40 minutes to get there. It feels that early 20s, my ass. Early 20s. I know we got a lot of damn lies up in here tonight.
James, do you how about headaches? Do you get like headaches that like come and go for every 5 minutes?
No. Through my whole adult life, I would say from my teens to up to age 51, I bet I've had less than 20 headaches my whole life.
Wow, you're lucky. I'm a chronic migraine sufferer. They're not fun.
Well, mine, like, because
Kristi
come and
has
go,
migraines
so
often, and I can't even wrap my hand around what she's going through because I never.
It's horrible.
It is.
It is. It's horrible. I mean, I literally have to make my room. So, I mean, I've showed Eli one time when I said I had a bad headache. He goes, he goes, are you in a dark room? I said, pitch black. I mean, I can't even have a light from a computer on, or it will just trigger it's like flashes in your head. It's like it makes you vomit. It makes you everything.
Like we're driving in the car, like light flashing through the tree limbs.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Gives your pain and stuff. And I kind of
if you don't suffer from migraines, people don't know what you go through. And it's just a headache. No, it's 10 times worse than a headache could ever be.
I really don't know what a headache is. I mean,
yeah. Well, like with mine, like it stays for a couple minutes and it goes. It's gotten better though. Gotta admit, I haven't had these headaches for a while. Like like last month I didn't have one, but my headaches they come and they stay for 2 minutes and they go. Then they come back, come back and go. And it
see
gives
that
me
sounds like cluster. That sounds like cluster. I get cluster migraines. It's like I get a really bad hit. Yeah. And it will be there for like 30 minutes and then let it go away. But then sometimes I get boom, 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 boom right after another. I can't escape it. My dad gets them too. They're called cluster migraines.
I hate those.
They suck because you don't get a relief from them. I'd rather have a full migraine for 45 minutes than have the clusters where it comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes.
Sorry, Pinky. I know, right?
Migraines are, I take, I have medication just for migraines, special medication just for migraines.
Yeah.
No, if you have migraines, you just can't take Tylenol and call it a day. It doesn't work. You could take 7 Tylenols and it's not going to touch it. It's not, like I said, like Pinky said, it's not a headache. It's a migraine is like a whole different ballgame. And some people never experience one. Oh, I wish I was. I would, but it runs in our family. We have migraines in our family.
Yeah,
but some people, after they go through what you guys have gone through, get migraines. But James is lucky he didn't.
My headaches and migraines don't really run through my family. I don't even remember my parents growing up having headaches at all.
Yeah, they run pretty thick in my family.
Kristi's been hospitalized for migraines. That's how bad.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm thankful.
There's some going on in this chat tonight, Eli. I'm telling you.
Damn.
Billy's in his 20s when he's in bed, he said. I'm like, I bet.
I'll be like, I need to get my ass up.
See, Kristi, we're not being good, Kristi. We're not being good, Kristi. I promise.
No,
we will not be good. Yeah.
Oh boy.
We just don't know how, Kristi. We're a bunch of damn heathens up in here, you know? Hey, Jason started it. Started it. He said something there. No, Hawk started it.
So I'm gonna ask Kristi something. Kristi, what kind of stuff did you and because I know he suffers, so you suffer too. What kind of stuff what kind of hardship did you go through while helping James out through his process of getting better? It must have been rough.
I'm all helping me and running that and that. I
Oh,
mean, it was
the-
taking work.
help me out of help me out of bed, help me off the couch. Well, that and shopping by yourself.
She was your strength when you were weak.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
I had to see his arms and his legs. That got tired.
but
I wasn't feeling that.
well, luckily,
But she cracked that whip on you, James. Get out of bed. Whoops, whoops, get out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I started getting around the house pretty. Within a month,
Hawk, what the
I was able
hell?
to get out of bed, off the couch, and be able to. But
Put it up there.
the big thing here was
Sorry.
first time I took a shower here at the house. That was what, a month after I was home, or longer. 6 weeks.
Wow.
Our shower tub combo is stupid. It steps up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
6 inches higher than it normally should. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they put it in.
That was my mom's struggle, getting up over the tub. Because, the tub is higher. When she had to step up into it and down, she goes, this is some shit right here.
Think of I didn't think much of it until I came out of the hospital and was like, what the monkey thought of this crap?
All right? You want to be able just to walk into it like the hospital, not have to break yourself and have just to get back in it and get back in the hospital again.
Right.
So my mom had to get those. They have these little they have these bars you can buy at Walmart. They're removable. So she put them on the side of the tub for her so she could grab it when she got in, which was smart on our part. So she used them until she didn't have to use them anymore. And she still struggles. I mean, she's lost about 60 pounds, so she's walking better. But she still struggles with her knees. I mean, she's 69 years old. She's got the same problems I have with my back, same problems with my legs, and all. It's all hereditary. And I always thank her every year. Thanks, Mom, for another illness, for another disease. I really appreciate it. Just like my thyroid's really out of whack. I said, Mom, really, I need no more gifts. I'm good. She goes, oh, maybe just one more. I'm like, what's the next one going to be? We never know in this family. But it's a struggle whenever you have to learn to walk again, whether it's knee surgery, whether it's being in a coma, whether it's a car accident, whatever that is. My mom said she did not think it was going to be as hard as it was. She thought it was like riding a bike. You stand up and you walk. It's not that easy.
I would agree. You can sit here prior to it happening to me. You tell me about it until you're blue in the face, and I'm not going to process it until you actually do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the nurses are like, you just got to get, the nurse like, you just got to get up and put your feet down. Well, it's not that easy. Your knees have been busted in half. You were asleep for how long? Eli was asleep for how long? If you're not using those limbs, it's time for him to go to the bathroom. Go put him there. If you're not using those limbs and they're just laying there, like my mom, she just, she thought, okay, so her knee was cut open. They put something else in it. She should be able to bend it and walk. No, was not that easy.
Yeah, the first 5 days, my mom was there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to feed me. I tried to hold a silverware, couldn't. And if it was finger food, I could. But other than that, my mom, it was like back to childhood. It was kind of demeaning again, but my mom wanted to be the one to do it. And that meant a lot to me after I started thinking about it,
My mom stayed in the hospital with me, so I slept on a cot. I stayed in the hospital for my mom. My mom or my sister would be there, or my daughters would be there when I could. Like if I was home with the grandkids and my mom lived in Arizona, my youngest daughter would go with my mom for surgeries, or my mom would just stay with my daughters for surgery, vice versa if I was at work or something. But It's easier when family's there to help you than a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier for a family member to take you to the bathroom than a stranger.
Yep.
I can remember Kristi called up wanted to talk to me one day. This was day 2. I think I was awake. I don't know. It might be a little while before you can talk to him. He's really enjoying that toothbrush right now. I had that toothbrush in my mouth. I must brush my teeth.
Oh, yes. My mom said the toothbrush was heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
He's really liking that toothbrush.
Well,
for 30 minutes.
Well, you think about it, James, like, I mean, I don't. Were you on the trade?
No.
Okay, when I was in the trade, like, remember, I had nothing to drink for 2 months, and they would give me that. They would clean your teeth for you when you're sick, when you're down and about. They clean them for you. It's a little tube. And I suck that water out of that thing, and that's the only water I could get. And,
well, that's another thing. If you can't get out of bed, like my mom, I don't know if you know what C. diff is. My mom got C. diff one time, and she could not literally. She was in a quarantine room, so my mom would literally get up. Like at least she got to get up, but when the knee surgery, she couldn't get up to brush her teeth. So as soon as she was able to get up and brush, my mom is a fiend when she brushes her teeth like 3-4 times a day. My mom has perfect teeth for being 69, perfect.
yeah.
I'm like, Mom, you just brushed your teeth. She goes, I know, but I haven't been able to brush my teeth real good for like a week. Because, you lay in bed when you have knee surgery, you're in bed for at least a week and a half. I mean, you have to literally heal. Your swelling is immense. So she was in the hospital for 6 weeks after her knee surgery. She was in the hospital in rehab. So being able to physically get up and brush your teeth for as long as you wanted to, she said that's the most glorious. She was in heaven. She was in heaven.
Oh, it was.
Sitting there brushing your teeth in bed doesn't count.
My first shower in the hospital, I was in there for an hour.
So with my mom.
Sat there and just let the water pour over me.
Because they only let you take a shower when you have your stuff out, right? I mean, they'd have to like cut your IV. I mean, lock your IV off, and yeah.
I don't know.
It makes you feel human again.
I could literally feel
days.
I could literally feel the grime coming off my body. I'm sure it wasn't that dirty, but I felt just like a grime.
My mom said it makes you feel human again, like you're human, like to actually get up and shower yourself.
Or alive again, or something.
Yeah.
And it's little things, I remember looking in the mirror after I came out of coma, I don't know, a few days afterwards. And that time I had a goatee and I kept it very neatly trimmed. Oh, man, I look like a bushman from the woods or some shit. What the hell happened to this?
Should check mine out, man.
I got a lot of gray in it, too. Oh, my God.
You should. I have some pictures up on YouTube, man. I look like Elvis Presley with the sideburns like that, like going down like that. Then when my fiance was shaving me, she left that. I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no.
Where did this shit come from?
I thought they shaved you. Man, I woke up and I had this yellow looking like a goatee, like that, like a little thing going down like that. And I was like, cut the damn thing. Boom. I mean, like, it was just annoying. But I was just always going like this with this hand right here.
Mine was so bad, my parents went and got a pair of trimmers, and we trimmed it as short as we could.
Yeah.
I wanted to shave it all off, but they wouldn't allow me to have a razor because they give me that blood clot medicine stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted it off. For some reason.
Man, the first time I shaved, I was like, it was like therapy. It's like, oh my God, I'm alive. Dude, you know what? I didn't go to sleep for a whole month because I was scared I might die.
Another thing, I left the hospital. It was late October.
Yeah.
And it was a Indian summer here in Missouri. It was a really nice, warm October afternoon. They wheeled me out of the hospital, and to feel the warm breeze and just the smell of pollution and it was a reminder how thankful I was that of the surgeon I got, the people that helped me get to where I am, to be able to go home. I mean, it was so surreal at that moment, that I'm going home, and to just and to see the big open sky, not from a window. It's just so surreal. Because I had no idea I was that close to death. I mean,
Yeah.
Death and dying both. But prior
Yeah.
to me arriving, I didn't know I was that sick arriving at the hospital. I was going in because I had some stomach pain. I didn't realize I had 3 liters of pus in me, and I had no idea I was that bad shape.
Yeah.
When I got there.
It's wonderful when you first feel the ice cube in your mouth, and you're like, then they give you that pudding, then they give you all that stuff. Oh my God. And then after that, you want some more stuff. Like, can I get a cheeseburger? They give you the big old cheeseburger, and I'm just like, it's just, food. I appreciate food now because I haven't had it for so long, for those 2 months, and the
My
water.
mama wouldn't eat that food. I had to sneak her food in, bro. No.
Hey,
She's
I didn't have that. Okay.
No, my Aunt Sally my Aunt Sally fell off the back of a moving truck when she was in her late 70s, early 80s. Well, she was on event to they put her in a coma deferred labor hospital. Well, she went into this rehab place, and we told these people. Now, my Aunt Sally, God rest her soul, she died from ALS about 5 years ago. God rest her soul. I love you, Aunt Sally. But we told her, do not put any pureed shit in front of her. I'm telling you, it ain't going to turn out good. What's this? Bringing in some pureed shit. She looked at her, she goes, come here. She goes, come here. Would you eat this shit? I'm like, oh, Aunt Sally. Oh, Aunt Sally. She goes, Jackie, you know how I am. I call my mom. I said, Mama, you better get here now, right now. And so I go, ring a nurse's neck. Oh, she got this shit. So I said, we told her mandarin oranges. Don't bring no pureed crap. My Aunt Sally goes, does it look like I have no teeth? Oh, she was, oh, Lord.
Hold on, Jack.
She's the only woman I know that got fired from a job from being a snob.
James, do you mind if I bring up a little panel for 45 minutes? Maybe ask you some questions if you want to come up.
No.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm going to put a link out in the chat. As long as you respect the person I'm interviewing, that's James and me and Jax. Then you guys come up and hang out. Ask James.
No one likes me.
Yeah, no one likes me. Where's Ron? Shit. I ain't saying nothing.
But James, I mean, my mother, when like some of the household food's okay, but my mom be like, Jackie, go get me this, go get me that. I bring her food from home. The hospital, like, what's that? I'm like, food, not dog food. She'd eat the ice cream. She'd eat like the sherbet. Some things like that were okay. But for the most part, my mom's like, where's the salt? They'd bring her 2 little things of salt. My mom doesn't have a sodium problem, but her body craves the salt, like really, really bad. Her doctors can't explain it, but she eats. Look, when she puts salt on her food, you see the mountains, all right? The mountains. Yeah. She puts it on watermelon. She puts it on apples. She doesn't have a sodium problem at all, which I don't know how. But
put up your Jax.
Jax, I've never been here before. But she eats a lot of salt. They told her she couldn't have more than 2 packets of salt. So I went down to the thing and got a whole bunch and brought it back to her.
Oh, no. When my fiance brought me some Chinese when I was in physical therapy, when I was indoor physical therapy or in physical therapy, I remember, oh man, I shit it all out, man. I went to the toilet. Oh man, that was the best food ever. Eating something good and heavy. Oh man.
I think that food's made to do that to you, the hospital food. I really do.
They put shit in there. They do to make you crap it all out.
I have to say, luckily for me, the hospital I was at, they have one of the best menus. They have some of the best food. I would go there and eat lunch and pay for it. It is that good of food they serve you there. And because I lost so much weight Yeah, so weak. The doctor said, man, if he wants to eat, let him eat. Feed him what the heck ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And
but then again, there's some hospitals that you go to, like when my daughter had her gallbladder, was it her gallbladder? I think it was her gallbladder. Yeah, she had to eat before they even let her out of the hospital.
Wow.
And first they gave her morphine. This is Megan. Realized she blew up like a strawberry.
Yeah.
And we figured, okay, well, she's allergic to morphine. So they took her off that. So she was so sick from that, she couldn't eat. I said, Megan Michelle, you don't eat this banana, we're going to be here for another week. I said, look, you eat half, I'll eat half. I'll take you home and feed you.
Wow.
I wasn't staying there for 2 weeks. Hell no. They weren't doing nothing for her.
Mm-mm.
All she was done is laying there. She could do that at home.
Wow.
So she ate the banana, half the banana, and she ate the yogurt. She goes, Mom, is this good enough? I said, yes, let's go. And they let her go.
Wow.
you know, I had my first. I took one COVID shot, one dose. And one dose put me in the hospital. Nearly put me back on the vent.
Oh.
I was in there for 7 days, was it?
Yeah.
7, 8 days. My lungs were down to 20% capacity. My kidneys were starting to fail. I developed blood clots in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And all from the shot. Well, because I was trying to tell these people back in 20 and at the early 2020 in February, I had COVID. I know I had it because I still since the shot, I have ringing in my ears now, and food don't taste right, stuff don't smell right from the shot, and I finally the doctor signed off and said, you're allergic to it. We're not for sure why this happened to you. I broke out in a rash. And so do not, whatever you do not have it. No more. Don't take a second.
Well, we don't know what's in that shot exactly, James. We really don't know what's in it. My daughter, last month, she called me at the beginning of the month, and she's like, she sounded really congested. And she goes, Mama, I'm going to the hospital. And I knew she had COVID. I knew she had it. Just a mother's intuition. She calls me that same night. Well, her husband was sick, but he was too much of a nanny to go and get checked. So he had COVID. So he gave it to her. And then when she got to the hospital, they did the test, the instant, what is it, like 3 minute, whatever test it is. She had it. Well, she went home. Thank goodness the boys didn't get it. They quarantined for 14 days. The boys did not get any symptoms, thank goodness. So my mom keeps telling me I need to get the vaccination too, Jax. The only way I go see my mama in Texas is to get the vaccination because she's got a very low immune system. Like if I came around with the symptoms with a slight cold, my mom has COPD. Yeah. She really never smoked really a day in her life. But when she was younger, back in the day, when her parents smoked, they smoked with the windows rolled up. They smoked in their houses. They know what we know now. But she got it then. So the fluids built up in her lungs so quickly. Yeah. We went to the doctor. We went to her lung specialist, and he told her, Margaret, you need to get to the hospital now because you have 30% lung capacity left. If you don't, you're going to die. Yeah, I developed pneumonia, and they had to give me steroids and antibiotics. She said walking pneumonia, double pneumonia. That's when I knew when Eli had double pneumonia. I called my mom. I said, Mom, he's got double pneumonia. She goes, Jax, don't worry. That's from the vent. He's going to be just fine. And when she told me that, she's had it 3 times. And I figured if my mom can do it with COPD, Eli's got this. He's got this. Okay. Jason had COVID in the very beginning. He had it and he kicked it. But I think if you catch it in time, like at the very beginning, I think your chances are better. So no immune system. That's what I mean, Jack. She has nothing. Like even if the wind blows the wrong way and she gets allergies to make her sick. No immune system at all, and I don't know why that is. But she doesn't.
Prior to this, I've been diagnosed with now I have congestive heart failure. I didn't have
Oh,
any
Lord.
heart problems prior to
Ooh.
it. I had
Mm.
none. And
Well, it's hard. It's hard to, get vaccinated if you have all these issues. Like, I mean, some people they judge a lot of people like us.
I mean, I want to do the right thing, and yeah, I was all about doing it. And man, it was terrible what I went through, and I can live the rest of my life masking up and washing my hands. I can do that if I have to live my life that way. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I don't know how other people in society act. All these people you see in Walmart, they're all not vaccinated.
No.
No, they're all running around without mask on.
Well, now they have to. Now there's certain companies. Walmart has to be all vaccinated. There's a few companies out there that have to be vaccinated if they want to keep their jobs. Target, Walmart, Target, some grocery stores. But here's the funny thing. There's people in the medical field that won't get the COVID vaccination. Why is that?
I was like that at first, but I got mine done. 2 of them.
There's people that work, nurses, doctors. They won't get the COVID shot. Why?
I don't know.
What does that tell you?
I don't know that.
They know the truth.
We all know the flu vaccine took over 20 years of testing for the FDA to say, yeah, let's run with it. 20 years. You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me you were gonna push this through and have it work in a year?
Wow.
No.
I call bullshit.
I didn't know that.
It's only been the drug's only been out a year. That's it.
And
I don't know.
The flu shot literally took 20 years.
I got
for
my
them
flu
to
shot
test it properly.
a week
and
ago.
they have to tweak it.
I want to get flu
They
shot.
have to tweak it for that virus strain that's coming out that year. They got to tweak it. They predict what they think and tweak it.
Yep.
And,
They do.
And why are they why they want to pump us full? Why they want now 3 shots? I mean,
And now there's a booster shot for if you get the COVID shot and you get COVID, and then there's a booster. Well, wait a minute. You got the COVID shot. Why am I getting COVID? And what's the booster? And now there's Delta out there. So what are you going to do for Delta? Oh, now it'll protect you. No, dude. People are dying from the COVID, getting the COVID shot and dying still. So
they don't know what they're doing. That's a problem.
Here's the thing.
I'm getting that shot and I'm going to die next week? No, thank you. No.
Here's the thing. Even with scarlet fever, the Spanish flu, those vaccines were created within 6 months to a year, and there was still people that died from it because human immunity is different for everyone.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's immune system is different.
I'm sorry about that redheaded stepchild.
So
go ahead.
Is that our phone?
It's his internet work. You sound like a robot, Matt. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be back. I'm going down a back road. I'll come back up.
Okay, I posted it up there already, so you can come back. Redheaded stepchild.
It's true. It's true. Like Jack said,
Hold on,
20 years for the flu vaccine.
Did you hear what redheaded stepchild, redheaded step by nature said?
Yeah, he has COVID. I was out 8 months.
Yeah.
No, what did you say?
She said.
No, that's when the vaccine was there.
Okay.
Your stat's only 62?
Yep.
It should be higher than that. You should be at least in the 80s, 90s.
Oh, man.
What? What are you talking about? I'm lost.
It's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, I do wear my mask more often than I did before.
I do. Oh, man.
I remember about why they're trying to about pumping us full of this stuff. Why? I heard on Facebook, YouTube thing, Biden said we have to protect the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. That's the most ignorant fucking statement I ever heard in my fucking life.
Yep, they don't know what
It
they're
is.
talking about,
It
dude.
What
is.
the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Protect the
Then he's going to make it a
vaccinated
law
from
that everybody has to get the vaccine. It won't pass.
What the hell?
Nah, they ain't gonna
It's a
do it.
violation of our constitutional right. It's a violation of our constitutional right.
If you have the vaccine, why do you need protection from the unvaccinated?
Yep.
That's like jumbo shrimp. It's an oxymoron. I never heard of such a thing. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not a candidate for vaccine.
Yeah, protect you.
Exactly. We all have a right. I took it already. I'm not gonna get no damn booster. I'm sorry. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just want to give us bullshit freaking vaccinations that we know we die from, and screw them, man. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. I'm sorry.
It's a strain up to like M or something now. COVID M or something.
Right, Jax?
I know that there's another strain that popped up.
Delta?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, see, I heard this recently, like COVID M or something. Come out.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the news on Google.
Wow, redheaded.
Yeah.
Redhead.
It came out. It came out at not.
58 so low, girl. That's low.
It is. All right, Eli. Thanks for coming in, Pinky. Thank you, Eli.
I have a O2 stat meter when the grandkids are sick to put on their fingers to make sure that they're, at the right like their O2 stats are good.
Yeah,
I got
everything.
One. I have everything. I mean, I'm more overly protective now being a grandma, being a nana than I. When you're a mom, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're everything.
Yep.
But when I have a medicine cabinet full of stuff for children, like children's allergy medicine, children's cold medicine, I have it all. Band-Aids, I'm a pharmacy.
Hey, dude, are you talking about that little thing we put on your finger? And
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I got one. I was looking for one, but it's all full.
Mine's a little white one. It's really high tech. It's really cool. It's really good when I put on the kids' finger and they're like, they see it at the doctor's office. And then, I want to make sure that
surprise me
that when they're having allergy problems or they're coughing, that their O2 stats are okay. Because, when they're sick, your oxygen level drops.
Stop it.
All right, Matt's back.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
Now you sound better. Now you sound all better.
Yeah.
I bet he does.
But anyways, people have to stop freaking out about how quick it was created. Yeah, the flu virus it took so long because there's multiple strains of the flu. Not only is there just the average 24 to 48 hour flu virus, but there's also the Spanish flu. There's also the African flu. There's the Mexican flu. There's the bird flu, avian flu, pig flu. There's every kind of flu out there. And the same thing with scarlet fever. Scarlet fever was created in 8 months to a year. It killed people, but it also saved thousands of lives. Just like the polio vaccine. Polio vaccine was made in 2 years. And you don't see any strain of polio anymore in this world. So just do it to better yourself.
Right, redhead? Now goes, who's freaking out, Matt? We're just talking.
Well, it's not just y'all. It's the heresy and the hysteria all around the internet.
Well,
people. Well, It's like men freaking out that they're going to lose their testosterone taking this shot. They're going to turn into women. Hell, you have more of a chance of turning in and losing your testosterone eating soy than you do anything else.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you this, dude. I got it. I died because of it. I came back, and you know what? I feel kind of like violated because of it. Still, I hate to sound like it. I mean, I do. I feel violated, and I feel disgusted in myself that I had it because I know it's all gone and everything, but I still feel disgusted. I still feel like it's in me still, and I know it's not, but I got messed up because of it.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's with any unknown sickness. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
mean, think of people that have, HIV.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's always in them, and it's always evolving and always changing. That's what happens to viruses in your system. It changes, it mutates, and it's never going to be the exact same thing every time. There's
Sorry
people
about
that
that,
still
redheaded
do,
by nature.
but there's still people to this day, even with the flu vaccines and everything, that still get the flu. Nothing's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if you get it, if you don't get it, you're still going to get it.
Yeah, you're
Even
gonna.
you, Eli.
Oh yeah, I mean it's rough. Like it's I've been through heaven and hell. It's. I mean, all I remember is getting in the ambulance and that's it.
Yeah.
And I just woke up with tubes over me and I couldn't talk. And wow, I went through my death experience, but I already talked about that. But it's awful. It's awful. It's like God walking me through, everything. Like, and it's yeah.
Yeah. One of my
It's mind fucking really. It's mind. It's just I mean, I'm just glad I'm not messed up because of it, like PTSD. I'm glad I'm not. Like, I mean, it's bad. I mean, all I'm saying is get right by y'all's God, because when you go down, I'm not saying my God. I know you guys believe in something else, so I'm saying that right now. But it's real. The shit is real. You die because of it. And man, I'm just
Yeah.
glad that I did die for a month because what was keeping me alive was those ventilators. And if it wasn't for those awesome doctors over here, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I mean, like, it is scary. I seen what's in the veil. I seen everything. I mean, there's certain things I'm talking to people about that were meant for my dreams were meant. When I was dead, God showed me vision for each person that I need to get in hold of. That's why I don't talk about them. And they want me to, I will talk about it. But it's something it's not pretty. It's not. There's times when I get really stressed out. I hear the ventilators, like I hear them in my mind, and I get stressed out. I have the same smell as. I mean, it's wild, but things I don't talk about it a lot. I mean,
I
oh,
just saw a shadow walk by you, Eli.
I know. There's two
Yeah.
males. I mean, it. Thanks, Jax. I mean, it's something that I don't want to talk about much, but the way but the way that I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I don't know if it was Satan or something like, but it really, really messed me up thinking, hey, you have no loved ones, you don't care about you. I'm gonna rip you apart and I'm gonna do this and that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I mean, I seen them all. I seen them all. I seen the scariest things that no one's ever gonna see. I mean, it's just like, James here next to me. He experienced his own version of his own demise, or hell, whatever he calls it. You
I don't know.
know,
Eli, I don't know what to call it. I
I
mean,
don't either. I don't
it.
either. Hey,
I
Carol.
mean, my uncle had experience where he he went down for a second drug charge and he overdosed himself, and they brought him back and he told me he saw our Uncle Gene, which had died a couple months prior. Seen Uncle Gene. It was nice, warm, bright, pleasant. Talked about beautiful like music in the background. He's talking to Uncle Gene and stuff. And then I heard your account. Then I've heard other accounts. You know, I didn't say anything. I had to process this stuff out all by myself. You found out I went through this, Eli, and you reached out to me.
Oh yeah.
And I hope I was able to give you some comfort.
It does.
I had
It
to
does.
process this all by myself because I wasn't sure if I was going crazy or what was going on.
It does, man. I appreciate it. I mean, because actually, I call you my spirit brother because we were both spirits in our own time at different times, and it gives me comfort to know that I can actually talk to my spirit brother anytime as I want if I'm going through my own phase. Because I mean, you went through a whole different experience. I mean, mine was just like so chaotic. Like I don't know about flying bullets and everything else or smelling blood or whatever, but I mean, I don't think I would ever be the same like that. Like, I mean,
it's a different. I think you didn't hit the nail on the head. It's our own each hell, maybe.
Yeah. What do you call it?
No, I just.
No.
I don't know because shit. I was always told you don't dream in a coma. Well, you do.
Wow. Sorry about that.
So, and I told the doctors you do. I don't, and so I don't think there's going to be any one experience going to be the same because there's very few people that die and come back, and there's very few of us. We're few and far between.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to Eli. There's very few that go through what you and Eli have gone through and came back and told and could tell about it. Because most people, if they go to surgery and they die, when you wake up, the doctor says, "Well, we lost you, but we brought you back." That's all they know is that you were dead for a minute. They brought you back. But
what do you mean?
What you and Eli have gone through is different. You went through the veil and came back, and then talked about it, and then told what you saw or told what you I'm sure it happens, but maybe some people just don't feel that if they talk about it, are they going to be looked at like, hey, what's wrong with that person? Because that, doesn't happen. Or maybe they feel ostracized for it, or maybe it does happen more often than we think and people just don't talk about it.
It took me 3 years or so before I actually told Kristi about the dreams and everything. And she's the love of my life. I guess, you know what? I was afraid of being ridiculed or judged or something like that and right at first when I started seeing spirits and hearing them and stuff, I didn't, but you know what? I come to terms, I'm 51, I'm over halfway through my life. I don't give a crap what you think about me. Take me for what I am, You can believe this happened to me or not, And you know what? I'll pray for you every day. It doesn't happen to you. Because, I'm experienced. If that is a past life I'm experiencing, I've done all kinds of screwed up stuff in this life. So I got another round. So I don't even want to believe in that. So I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
I just want to find the word for it. It still bugs me, and I feel just sometimes I just feel lost.
I want to know why I didn't experience what my uncle did. Why didn't I get to experience that? Like I said, is it because I'm atheist? Is someone trying to open up my eyes and change my thinking in the way I was raised? I have there's been more questions pop up that I'm getting answers to ever since this has happened.
Same here, brother.
The more
Well, I think
think
it's
about it,
different for everybody. Maybe everybody goes through a different experience. I don't think any one person can go through the same, the same deals. I think.
I could go the rest of my life not seeing a ghost or talking to him. Trust me, I could have gone the rest of my life not doing that. But I have determined this has to be a gift given to me. I'm supposed to learn. I believe I'm supposed to learn something from it.
Yeah, it's not a curse, James. I'm agnostic. I believe in something. I just don't know what's out there.
I'm with you,
But
man.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Teeter-tottering on that right now.
yeah, it's not a curse. It's not somebody trying to make you suffer. It's showing that you have the willpower to continue on your life. It's a hurdle that you have to go through.
Yeah, but Matt, explain this to me, dude. Why, why can't the memories just stop? Like, why does that have to be a part of my memory? I just don't understand that.
Because, brother, it's
Sorry.
you're opened up more to reality now than you were before. It's like breaking the fourth wall for you. And there's something in the universe that's trying to get you to see that there's other means and other abilities out there than what you were what you were raised or bred to believe. That's why there's been throughout history, throughout different religions, that's why different religions were created and formed, is because of these because of exact same things that's happened to both of you. In a time period when there was multiple gods and everything, but somebody died and had another vision and decided to create a new religion or a new idealization, and it still happens to this day. If it happened centuries ago, it still happens today, and it happens for a reason. Why?
Right.
Nobody knows. It's the same thing
Well,
as
you're
why
right, Matt. All religions started with a vision. All religions started with a vision. Every single one since the religions have begun, it has started with somebody having a vision.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what is it that I had though? I mean, what is it that me and James had? What is it called?
Keep in mind, Eli, that it took me 4 years for my third eye to be stimulated enough to realize that, well, wait a minute, there might be something to spirits and stuff. And that's when I started messing with the necro box and because Kristi wasn't getting anything. I walked off in the woods and turned mine on, and it exploded. I had all kinds of names coming through that thing. And as I opened up my I guess you call it third eye, they call it. As that develops, maybe we'll eventually get the answers to our questions we have. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I have a feeling you're going to be down the same road. Like it started out very little. Now I can visually see them now. I can hear them now.
Wow.
It's developed over time. It just didn't happen overnight. And I think they were trying to get a hold of me, but my mind was closed or something. I was still my own thinking process. There is no spirits, because I swear I could sit back and debunk about everything I seen on TV, on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I thought I thought. Now I experience it.
Yeah.
Anything me and Kristi put up, it's unedited. It is raw. It is. Try to debunk it. I mean, it and I mean when I don't remember what we were doing, but the spirits were so bad in the house. They were keeping me awake at night and stuff.
Mm.
They just kept. They were being bad. They were being restless, and I smoked one, and they smoked it with me, and then all of a sudden they all went away, went to sleep, or they got quiet and let me sleep. And they don't listen to you. They follow you home. They attach to you. They don't listen. They turn on their faucets. They knock the cell phone out of my hand all the time. They play with their kittens, but none of it is. It's all pleasant. There's no dread or darkness or anything like that in the house. It all seems to be very pleasant energy. If you understand what I'm saying, it's not negative, not negative energy at all. And what still the thing that even Jack's tried to explain it to me is I don't understand, but I'm a beacon. They know that I can talk to them because Kristi's stepdad came to me 2 days after he died in the car, and I still don't understand how they can find me because he didn't know I was doing any type of paranormal investigating or anything like that. He had no clue. And for him to
that's how it was explained to me. That's how it was explained to me. It was the simplest explanation I haven't heard. It's like spirits know who they can talk to. They know who's going to hear them, more or less. I mean, they can talk to, they can talk to, like, let's say, the guy sitting next to me, and they're going to talk to the blue in their face. But if they say something to someone like us, we're going, what was that? Even if it's through the necro, it's what was that? Other people's like, I didn't hear anything. But someone like us is like, oh, okay. You hear something. And I think that's the easiest way to explain it.
I don't know, our necro, they just are walking on top of each other. There's 6 or 7 trying to talk at one time. And you get them calmed down and whatnot, believe it or not, you can get the answers you need for that certain spirit or whatever. It's definitely strange because last time I was up at the cemetery, Kristi's like, why'd you spin around really fast? I heard someone running up on me in the grass, and I spun around and shot my camera, and I got a picture of someone running up on me.
Wow. I don't want that gift. I'm sorry. I mean, but imagine that, waking up to it. Oh my God.
I have a sense. I sense. Sometimes we won't get out of the car because I sense it's not. There's some, especially over at church, there's some very bad energy over there.
Yeah.
Very bad energy. They what do you call it? Psychic attack at her sister's house. When I took all the mirrors out of the house, they got mad, and I had 2 cell phones, one for the necro. It was in my pocket. They actually took it out of my pocket and was showing it to me. And they had got through the screen lock. They gone to the 3rd page where the necro app is, and their finger was pointing on the necro app. And showing it to me in the window, and I was taking pictures out the window. and you can see these other spirits coming up from behind, and
Yeah.
people, and I felt something in the room. I only took 5 photos, but those 5 photos say it all, man. You can see all kinds of stuff coming up from behind to like jump me, claw marks on the window on the outside. There's some. Her sister's house is
I mean, y'all
it
know
was
me.
it was so bad you couldn't even breathe in the house. The pressure in the
Wow.
house was so strong. I had to constantly smoke in the house to be in the house, and then if I let my guard down, I would get this stinging sensation in the center of my skull, like someone was shoving a toothpick in there, and it's weird, but now I can sense over there on that property there's some bad energy roaming around or something. We pack up early and leave. But but like I said, when we help someone cross over and they said their piece and crossed over, there's a lot of enjoyment in that to realize that this is a gift and I just helped somebody. There's a lot of enjoyment in that. There really is.
And that's what God has planned for you, like to help people go through what you went through.
Yeah, and like I said, the first time you called me on the phone, I heard 2 people. I wish I recorded. I heard 2 people talking when we was on the phone under your voice, and one was a younger male, I would say late teens, early 20s,
Yeah.
and a female. I'd say the female was probably in her mid 30s, probably early 40s, maybe. And you said you hadn't sensed the female in your house.
Yeah, female, and there was a young guy that died in this highway, not this highway, but the highway, not in the back of my not this highway in the back of my yard, but another one. He had died, and I know my mom senses him. She said that he comes in the middle of the night looking for her mom, but I don't think she heard him for a while. I don't know if it's just why is he attached to me only? Are they waiting for my gifts to open up so they can contact me, or what? I don't know.
I would say probably because you got that beacon or flashing that that they think that you can hear them or you can talk to them, and it goes. It's like everything with a little bit of work and effort, you train yourself to see it.
Yeah.
At one point, I was thinking, like I said, I could go every day of my life not knowing this, but now I know this. I don't, people. There's only people out there that try to gonna call you crazy or call you out all kinds of things. I don't care. I know what I see. I know what I sense, and I'm not going to spend the rest of my life worrying about what other people think.
Exactly.
This was given to me to do something with. I got to figure out what.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to learn something. I'm not supposed to help people. I don't know yet. And hopefully as I go through this, and the great thing is Kristi has a sense for it also.
Yeah.
And we have several experiences with a hat man.
Oh wow.
In multiple different locations, and I think the hat man is watching over Kristi. I think. Remember that day at the church where she thought like she felt a giant breeze, like a whoosh. And someone explained it was trying to get her attention that we needed to leave because I was poking around someplace that maybe I shouldn't have been on that property over there. I don't know, but she got real freaked out real quick, and we left. And it's really weird. Some nights I sense, okay, it's not a good night to go talk to him. And do what? Yeah, I never, before I died, I never experienced anything like this. Nothing like this.
Wow.
Well, yeah, Val, the closer you are to death, death is closer to you. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I agree. I mean, we have a guy in our neighborhood that committed suicide. That's up in the air. But anyway, we went over to my friend Bob's house, and he attached to us in our car and chatted us for a week or so before we was able to get him to cross over. And he had probably been bouncing around house to house to house to house for a couple of years until he bumped into us. And that was really weird. That was someone that we actually knew. That we helped move on. But that was really weird. That was really, really weird.
Wow.
So I don't know, Eli. I don't know if you're going to develop something like this, but I can tell that you can sense them now.
I can. Just times where I wake up at night, it's more of a stronger feeling in my room, and I look at the closet a lot more better. Like you used to just look and go to bed, but now like I could see. Like I mean, I just open my eyes. I have no computer screen on. I could look and I see a shadow real quick, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I mean, I see a lot now. I sense a lot, and there's times where I just one little spot the closet, and I know it's there. Always stare at this one. I'll show you. It's always right here, the spot.
Yeah.
Right here, always. And like that's why I say that because I'll say it like that is because it's really deep. Like you know what I mean? It's really just a feeling of like nothing bad or anything. It's just I know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Like we got one that hangs out in our closet, and we know he's always there. He's a closet guy. He's always there. And I was very skeptic on the Necro app and all that stuff too. Until the first time I used it, and I was getting 2 and 3 syllable names come across there. Like I got Mary Lou. I can't remember them all, but I got like 30 names the first time I turned it on for like 20 minutes. And that was in the cemetery.
And the reason why, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, if I wouldn't have gone there to figure out if that was the Christmas star Kristi got a photo of or whatever, and I didn't happen to catch my first photograph of a spirit near her. Yeah, see, they've come up and they poke her in the back and they push her, but I haven't experienced anything like that. I can hear them coming up on me, and I can sense them coming up on me, but she's gotten them poked and like arm brush, like you're in a crowd and get arm checked. You know what I'm saying? At the other cemetery, but I haven't experienced anything like that yet. But I was sitting on a bench in the cemetery at night, and I sensed something was behind me. So I flipped my phone to selfie, took a couple snaps, and there was somebody standing behind me.
Wow,
And
that is wild.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I took a little interest in it, and I'm slowly developing. If you show no interest, maybe you won't develop, or maybe you'll drive yourself insane because you're supposed to develop it and do something with it. I don't know. Like I said, it came on slowly, but it come on. There's a chopper. Yeah. Yeah.
Every like the reason why I say that about my closet too is because it's just sort of like saying, "Hey, I'm here," sort of like and that's crazy how you have your gifts too. The gifts of just like sense, seeing and sensing. Must be a scary thing for you. Like, how do you cope with that?
Um. I don't. It's not real scary to me. It's more intriguing than anything. It's because I do think scientifically and stuff. I'm going science. I'm working to help scientifically prove fear exists.
Yeah.
Prior to me dying, prior to me developing these skills, I'd be the scientist proving it doesn't exist. That's kind of change teams right in the middle of the game. Yeah, anything that we put out there, we want. I don't know. I haven't been really scared.
Yeah. Well, it's not scared. It's more like how does it affect your life? Like, I mean, because there's times where I know you sense them, but at the wrong time. You know what I mean?
Um,
Hey, Texas 3, how's it going?
it
Welcome back.
it it takes a lot of out of me energy wise.
Yeah.
Um, and mentally and physically draining. Um, dealing with them. I guess because they're taking my energy to speak to me, maybe or something. But it's very draining. Sometimes I'll be very lethargic and exhausted a couple of days after we've done a big 2-hour, 3-hour investigation at a couple different locations. I'll be just drained.
Yeah, bad.
But yeah, I know you're not supposed to. I know from what they say you're not supposed to show fear, and I haven't had any fear. Been startled a few times, but I haven't really been scared or feared or anything like that.
It's more like when I sense something now, it's more like, okay, I'm going back to bed. I mean, there's nothing bad there. They just want to tell me something, but I don't know what they want to say. But I know that sooner or later, I hope it comes gradually with me, and not so intense. But when they do, I'll be ready. I just got to find out like how to control my gifts in sort of a certain way.
I don't know if there's much. I don't know if there's any control to it or not, because I was like Kristi's stepdad. We were driving in a car and he came up to me. I felt a breeze on the back of my neck, and I heard his voice say, "Tell Carol," Kristi's mom, "Tell Carol." And that's all I heard. And I turned to Kristi. I must have had the most stupid look on my face. I turned to Kristi and go, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "No." And I told her, what just happened.
Yeah.
I don't think you have any control of it. I think if you become sensible enough, I think you take it when it comes right then and there. I don't think you have any control over it.
I mean, I know that you could put boundaries, like, and say, hey, this is my spot, this is my space right now, until I feel that I'm ready to continue to talk to you. Is fine, because there's certain spots you don't want them following you around. You know, is that true? You can actually talk to them and make an agreement to live with you or not. Like,
I thought maybe that was possible, but no. If you tell them they have to, if you're nice, but they still seem to attach and come home.
yeah.
I got pictures outside my window of like seven of them standing outside the window. They're not allowed, and I got Native American markings on my walls to keep out negative energy. So if it's bad or negative, the symbols keep them out. I believe it, and I don't know if you suppose I 100% believe it. I believe yeah, you talk nice to them. At this one cemetery, there's some real dark energy in there, and we'll chat with them for a while, and all of a sudden, leave now, go. They asked us nicely to leave, but they're warning us something negative energy is coming, and I've gotten several photos of the negative energy, this dark mass and stuff coming out of the woods into the cemetery and stuff. It's pretty weird to hear them say, "Hey," they're polite, but very forceful or pushy. You got to go. It's time. Visiting hours are over. And yeah, they're like warning us that, and we got it on tape. There's something very negative over there.
Wow.
And then Kristi's sister house is just that's a whole different ball game there. That is that I think that house could become that place is bad. It is severely haunted. Many spirits in there.
How about your house? Is it haunted?
I don't know. I don't know if you call it haunted, but there's like 7 to 10 that are in the house at any given time. There's usually at least one or two kids in the house. At least one. Kristi got him on video playing, trying to play with our kittens. And a couple females and a males. Like I said, there's usually 7 to 10. The really weird thing is, on a third or fourth investigation, we left the recorder on in the car.
Yeah.
By accident, and we heard the spirits whispering on the recorder in our back seat. And that's when we realized that they don't listen. You can ask them to not come home with you, but they do anyway.
Wow. I don't think that I can actually deal with all that. Like, especially if it's like an attachment, or they feel close to you, safe with you.
Did you hear that? A couple times they turned on the hot water in the shower. we were sleeping. Well, one time they turned it on. Kristi said, "Stop, stop," and then one time they turned on and ran us out of propane. And Kristi said, "Please stop messing with the water," and they haven't since messed with it. Like I said, I mean, they're not like throwing stuff around the house or doing anything like that. They're just hell. As one guy told us, he's here. He follows home just to watch TV. For real, that's what we got. Well, I think I still have that recording on Necro. Why are you here? Watch TV.
That's crazy.
TV.
It is. Wow.
Like I said, but however, you know,
I never experienced anything like that. I mean, I guess some spirits is different when they pass on.
Like I said, I've sensed negative energy in the yard when I've gone outside at night.
Mm-hmm.
That had fallen from a location outside because of the symbols. I believe the symbols keep them out of the house, keep them at bay, keep them out of the car.
Yeah.
But I sensed them out in the yard, dark energy. I call them dark energy. I don't believe they're demons or demonic or anything like that. Not all of them, but there's definitely some dark energy, some negative spirits.
Wow.
Because like I said, everything that we have in the house seems to be pleasant and they change. They're not always the same group, except for that kid. Yeah. We on the ask on the Necro. You stepped in what? And the little kid goes, "Gum."
Wow.
Kristi was just messing with him. You stepped in what? And bullshit man came back. We had a guy hanging around the house every time you go say something. Bullshit. And he disappeared for a while. He came back. He's been around. Huh? Yeah. Then we had one. I don't know. Emmett's the Hat Man or what. I don't know.
I don't have any negative, thank goodness. No, honey, like this big one. I don't have any negative. I'm so glad. But being in Arizona, Wild West, whole thing back where I'm up. I'm up near Prescott, so
yeah.
Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp. Back in the day when they had the when they're wagon training across the West, people fall off their wagons or die from them or die from disease or die from something. There wasn't like, okay, we're going to get you to the morgue and we're going to get you to the mortuary. No, you died and they buried you where you died, basically in the dirt. So I don't know what's underneath I'm on 1.5 acres, but I do see people walking in my backyard. It's like they're coming and going. They know they can like, cause my window where I do dishes in the kitchen faces the backyard. So on a really bright night, Kristi, like when the moon is really full, I see them.
Yeah.
I see them.
I didn't tell you the other night. A week or so ago, Kristi felt like someone was on the other side of the shower curtain, pushing the shower curtain in. Last night when I took a shower, it felt like someone was on the other side of the shower curtain pushing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Curtain against me.
Well, I heard a guy's voice in there one day. Remember I was shower and I'm like, are you saying something?
Yeah, she heard her voice and she thought it was me and it wasn't me. I didn't say anything. Ignore.
I think that my house was put on this land in 1986, so I mean it's not that old.
Yeah.
But you have to think, like, when you have land, yeah, it's interesting, Texas. It's interesting for real. You have to think, how long ago? Well, you think of, okay, so Prescott became a town in like 1800 something. Okay, so that's not really like, millions of years ago. It's hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
So you have to remember what was here first before this house was. Chino Valley, where I live, it's plugged into the wall in a lighted cord, buddy, in the bathroom. You have to think, what was here before this house was? Chino Valley wasn't always here. Prescott was, but everything else is just dirt.
Yeah.
Just
That's
dirt.
like where we live. We live on Native American ground that is cursed. We're real close to it. We're just on the very edge of it, of the cursed land. If my figures and my math is correct, we might be right in the middle of it. I can be off. But anyway, see, they had, when they dammed this up to make the lake, they had supposedly moved all these bodies before they dammed the lake.
No, I didn't.
Dug them up and moved them. 20 different cemeteries were flooded when they flooded the lake. On top of Native American burials that no one knew about down here, there's been many lives taken on this lake, and from a mining deal when they were building the lake, this and that. I just believe this place is just a very haunted area. It's just.
Well, yeah, Indians were on this land too. I mean, this was, the Wild West. I mean, so, you think about it, like we have a graveyard in Prescott that's the very first graveyard. I mean, it's old. Like, it's kind of like a Boot Hill thing, but the only way you can be buried there is if you own a plot there.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Sam. So I think the last person we buried there was in 1996. So, which wasn't too long ago. But you can feel when you walk through that graveyard, you can feel the history that's there. You can, like, there's babies that say, 1 month, 1 day, 26, they're just amazing. I've gone in the day and I've gone at dusk. It's still the same feeling. You can still feel that these people were here before us. I mean, they also have, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life, down Black Canyon Highway, they call it. There's a tree. Now, don't ask me how this is possible. That is still living, but the roots are out of the ground. Don't ask me how that's possible. Also, you go down that road a little bit, and a little girl had fallen off a wagon and broke her neck. Well, that's where her parents buried her with a headstone and everything. So they put a metal, like a black metal gate around it, and they have it locked. And that's where her spirit is. Her spirit is seen there often. So the people that own the land that's on now, they put I don't know if they did it or was done before that. It's like that black iron gate, you know what I'm talking about? That thick black iron. Yeah. So nobody can get in there and disturb the grave. No one can get in there and mess with the headstone. It's very, very old. Like, I'm talking wagon train days old. The little girl's name is Sarah. But, I mean, there's some interesting things in Prescott Prescott's haunted. It's haunted. You can't, too much death on those streets, courthouse hangings, you name it, it's been done there. So for there not to be spirits walking around there, that's highly unlikely. And then we have a town about 30 minutes away called Jerome. And that place, seriously haunted. My mom, they have an old movie theater there. My mom took my kids there when they were younger. Well, my mom was sitting there watching the movie in front and, telling about Jerome, and she looks next to her and there's a woman sitting there, but there are no legs.
Whoa.
So, there was a mine you used to be able to walk into. Now you can't, obviously, because it's deteriorating. But they threw rocks into the mine, and rocks were thrown back. So they do interact with you some way, somehow, even if they're spirits from long, long, long ago.
Yeah, we got a mix of them. We see them in Victorian dress. We
Mm-hmm.
got photos in Victorian dress. It looks like, I swear, we got this one woman picture in 2 different cemeteries.
Kristi, I'll send you the picture of a man that's just in my hallway. He just hangs out in my hallway, just chills in the hallway. Don't know what the hallway. I don't know what the hallway is. I've got a picture of Kristi. I'll send it to you. It's like he's just standing there. Yeah. I sent a picture to Vale about my doll, and she goes, "The doll's cool, but who's the guy in the hallway?" I'm like, I didn't even see that. I was so focused on taking the picture, I didn't see the person. I sent it to Eli, and he goes, "Whoa, you didn't see that?" I'm like, "No, but I see it now." And then we're talking the other day, and my son goes, "Mom, what's up with the guy in the hallway?" I'm like, "I don't know, ask him. He's just hanging out." Just the hallway, though. He doesn't come out of the hallway.
I will see stuff on Marketplace for sale, and I see spirits in their photos of stuff they're selling.
Well, they're attached to the things.
And
Yeah, Sam just hangs out in the hallway. As far as I know, that's all I've seen him is in the hallway.
We got this giant glass jar, this huge glass jar.
Uh-huh.
And we turn on the SLS, and there's a spirit that's hanging out inside this giant glass jar. And there's one of those light up balls, real sensitive light up balls we put in there. And every once in a while, all of a sudden, that ball will light up. No one's moved in the house, nothing. That ball will start lighting up and stuff inside that jar. It's crazy. The last time I was in the hospital after the COVID shot, all kinds of spirits were trying to reach out to me in the hospital. I had a ground floor with a window, but that's where the air conditioning and stuff is also. So you go down these probably 8 feet down these steps. So there's the ground is 8 foot below my window, but I seen like 8 or 10 of these spirits in my picture looking in the window. I see them in the hallway. They would dart in and out trying to get I don't know, darting in and out of my bathroom and stuff. And hospitals, there's a lot of people die in hospitals. And they just kept making their presence known to me there. It was just really weird. It's something that you just can't turn it off. Once you have it, you can't turn it off.
I know hospitals are really haunted. They can be.
I think this whole area here is just is just haunted. I just know the whole area is.
I think anything in Indian burial ground is going to have that.
Yeah, and I mean, like the native.
Especially if you desecrate it, or you build something on it, or you weren't supposed to, or you disrespect it, or whatever. I think that, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, this one cemetery is supposed to have 356 graves, and I counted. There's only 74 headstones.
Oh yeah, Kristi told me about that. Yeah. I remember telling
you. I'm like, I don't care, Kristi. You can't put 275 graves or so in this area. They wouldn't fit.
And there's a church, right? There's a church over there.
No, that there's a volunteer fire department on that property.
Yeah, I heard about. You could tell me something about the church. The desecrated ground.
But the man, that's the church is further down the road. The man who built on that burial ground donated the land where the fire station sits. And I think when they dozed that fire station and pushed the stuff rubble down down into the ravine and leveled it off, I think they disturbed some graves over there too. And both the cemeteries we visited, there's many more we can go to, but we just haven't got there yet. We've gone to 3. We've gotten pictures of stuff at every one of them, but the other 2, no matter what, there's always this one area or something that is just makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Just not good energy, and both these cemeteries have it. And it's in the very back dark corner. I can go out there in the fall when it's cold. You should be wearing gloves or whatever. I swear it is 10 to 15 degrees cooler in that corner than it is where we parked the car down in that part. It is weird. And the pictures I got a picture of something coming out of the woods there that was all dark and black and energy and stuff. But I don't know. I think I don't think you have any control when you use it. Well, you can, but I think me and Kristi don't talk to the spirits in the house, on a regular basis. That's when they start pushing on the shower curtain, start messing with the shower knob, start doing stuff like that, because we're not showing them attention, if you think that's possible. But I believe we don't talk to them with the necro. They get a little riled up and letting them know, hey, we're still here. Hey, talk to us. Hey, we want to talk to you. We want to hear you or something. I don't understand, but I think when they do that, they're reaching out for something.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to end this. I'm a little tired. Thanks for coming up, dude. I appreciate it. Jax, thanks for being up here with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Kristi, thanks for letting me talk to your husband about his experiences.
It was a good interview. It really was. I think
it really was.
Well, I hope it was. I mean, I laid it on the line. This is how I felt and everything.
People connected with you. They enjoyed it.
I don't wish anyone to go through what me and Eli do. Don't wish it upon anyone.
Thanks, Texas 3.
But
if
they do, if someone does, or if you know someone that does, have them reach out to someone that has experience.
Exactly.
They don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
I wish I would have met Eli, 4 years earlier, because I could have bounced some ideas off his head or something,
Oh yeah. So it's hard. It's hard. It's a reality, and
if I can get the word out and help somebody, that's why I agreed to do the interview and stuff, because hey, I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through, thinking that people may think you're crazy or anything like that.
Well, that's why I told Eli, if you can have one person, you've done something. You know.
Yeah. So we're few and far between, my brother. So I guess we are spirit brothers. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. We know how it feels to be out there in that void.
Kristi, you're my spirit sister.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Right. So, like I said, my saying is, thank you for being a part of our journey, and for letting me be part of yours. Just want to say,
very happy to do it. Very happy.
No problem. You're more welcome to be on at any time, man.
All right.
All right, guys.
That's my dog.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
All right, guys. Stay positive, stay strong, and be careful out there. You don't know what's out there that can, take you to that next place. And just be right by by God or whoever you believe. God is love, and God bless you.